We are about to witness one of the biggest fallouts of all time. And I'm talking about no other than Lil Baby.
Bruh.
Lil Baby in the big 2025. Oh, yeah, it's looking bad for him. If you don't believe me, let's take a trip down memory lane of what Lil Baby was 3 to 4 years ago. You remember when he dropped My Turn? That great album with a bunch of bangers and hits. Hit after hit after hit. Great fucking album. Honestly, love that album. Right? Went on a crazy feature spree and was just going to the chart. He was living on the charts, breaking records over and over and over again. And My Turn broke a bunch of records too. I think it was the most streamed rap album of 2020. It was huge. It broke records. It was doing insane. Lil Baby was the guy. I remember a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's next. He's like the next Drake, whatever." People were really believing it. Bro sold 200K units first week with My Turn. He was at the top. What has happened since then? Let's talk about it because this is something we should be talking about because I'm worried for Lil Baby. I really am because I don't think I've seen a bigger decline than we are about to witness right now. Lil Baby is soon to be dropping his album in early January, and we that is around the corner. And I really don't think he's gonna sell good. I don't think he's not even gonna get close to 200K this time. Because let's talk about his last album. Let's talk about everything he's dropped since Voice of the Heroes. Because ever since then, it's been bad. I'm just gonna be straight up with you, honest, complete honest. It's bad. It's the worst quality music I've ever seen Lil Baby put out, and it's embarrassing. It's baffling on why people still give this guy a chance. Because I have been a huge Lil Baby fan, right? But as of late, I know people like to say, "Oh, it's a bandwagon." People just like to hate him for the sake of hating him. No, no. The reason people hate on him is not because he's repetitive. No, no, no. It's simply just because the music he's making now is just bad. It's not good. I don't care if you make the same song over and over again. Sure, people like to say, "Oh, he's making Whoa Part 3." It's like, okay, fine, cool. But the problem I have is that it's just not good anymore. It's not. Let's talk about It's Only Me. We should recall it It's Only Mid. Actually, I take that back. It's Only Trash. Because that album was absolute garbage. Dog water. No one's going back to it. No replay value. There's a reason no one talks about that album. Sure, it sold about 200K units first week. Impressive. I will give him that. I'll give him the respect and credit there. Cool. But tell me what songs did great. We can look at the streams on Spotify. I'll put it up. We can compare it to My Turn, whatever. I know My Turn's a older album, but there's a huge decline in just overall sales. My Turn is still outselling It's Only Me on a week to week basis as a rap album, and it's newer. It should be outperforming My Turn, but the reason it's not, it's because it's not a good album. If your sales are still good 4 years later for an album that released almost half a decade ago, you're doing great. And I can't say the same thing for It's Only Me. It's not a good album. There's a reason why it's not doing good because no songs were good off that album. The best song on that album, like the best performing song commercially, was It In a Minute. No pun intended. It's been a minute since this guy's dropped a hit. When was the last time this guy dropped a solo hit song? Because the last time I can recall he dropped a hit song was In a Minute, right? If we talk about hits right now, the last song he's got was with Central C. That song only did good because of Central C. What is Lil Baby doing? We could talk about his recent single he just dropped, Touchdown. Awful song. Terrible. One of his worst songs I've ever heard. Right? And it's single after single after single this guy's dropped. None of them have performed well. None of them. See, the last single he dropped, Insecurities, I actually liked that song. I was like, hold up, Lil Baby might make a comeback right now. I was wrong. Because then he dropped Touchdown, and I think that shit was terrible. And apparently that's a single for the album. Or the album already got a skip. It's not looking good. No hit leading into the album, making me really concerned for his album sales. I really don't think this guy's going to sell that good. I really don't. I think we're going to see the biggest decline in album sales I have seen. We thought Polo G's album sales were bad. Oh, boy, we're gonna see something even more colossal. This is gonna be a colossal failure. His label can't get him a hit. We could look at the touchdown streams right now. They're not good. They're freaking bad. Awful. Right? Y'all wanna say I'm hating? This is simply the truth of it. And I'm gonna tell you this. He deserves his failure. Right? You're not trying to do anything different. You're not trying to do anything better. So why should we see you at the top? I'm telling you this right now. Most rappers, They get to the top, the same people who brought you to the top can bring you right back down. And that's what we're seeing here right now, because I'm going to tell you this right now, no one cares about Lil Baby. Alright, that's not the wave anymore. Lil Baby in the big 2025, you tell someone to play that new Lil Baby, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to be like, bro, what are you doing? You live in quarantine again? It's not quarantine anymore. Right? I'm seeing that there's an era of rappers that live in COVID still. It's like, bro, why are you still making the same music? It's like the music they've been making, but it's more watered down. It feels more lazy. It feels like there's less passion, care. It's the same thing, just worse. I'm fine if you want to make the same stuff, but just be still good at it. Because I can't even get that out of you anymore. So what am I listening to your music for? Because Lil Baby, he's failing right now, and I'm concerned when his album drops, mainly for his sales. I already know the album's probably not even gonna be that good. I'm still gonna tune in because it's Lil Baby. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. How many tracks am I saving? I'll be lucky. I'll be surprised, shocked if I save anything more than 5 songs. Bruh. And he's probably gonna bloat the album with like 24 tracks. Try to boost the sales up when you bloat the album like that. I know there's gonna be hella skips, a whole lot of filler. It's gonna be unmotivated, uninspired. You're just gonna tell that it was lazy, and I'm just concerned. I wanted him to make a comeback. It's just not gonna happen. I don't see it happening. I don't know what to do with this guy, because simply this guy has deserved his fall off, because I think we're going to witness something that is catastrophic. I'm concerned. Sure, his engagement might be pretty decent on Instagram. Sure, he has about 20 million followers, gets almost 1 million likes per post. Cool, but no one's talking about this album. I saw barely any promotion for this album. His rollout has been terrible. The singles for this album allegedly that are gonna make the album have been terrible. At this point, what are we doing? What is this label doing? Are we just gonna bot streams? Is that what we're gonna do now? Because that might be the direction where we're headed, because this album is looking like it's gonna be a total bombshell. A dumpster fire even. You know? People like to say that he's got the same flow and everything, but that's fine. Just make better fucking music. Alright? Tired of these rappers taking 2-3 years breaks, thinking it's so sweet and everything. They fall off and they're surprised. Look at Roddy Ricch. Huh? Think this is gonna happen to Lil Baby. He thought he was the guy. You are not. You are not that guy. You're not. Your last album was terrible, and he knows it was bad. You know it's bad when they don't talk about that album anymore. That album came and went. No one talks about that album because it was trash. Alright? And the truth is, Lil Baby's not making a comeback. At this point, I don't care if he does or not. His labels failed him, and he's failed himself. He hasn't stopped caring about the music. No one cares about him anymore. And that's just the reality of it. I'm tired of these rappers thinking that they can just disappear and come back like nothing's happened. Like if they're Kendrick Lamar. As if they're like Drake. As if they're J. Cole. As if they're Kanye. As if they're Eminem. Because you are not. You have not been in a game for a decade, and you don't deserve to be at the top if you're giving me this half-ass music that you know does not deserve any love, care, or attention from your audience. That's why I don't give a fuck if this guy flops or gets clowned off the internet. I don't care, because he deserves his failure.